Fair enough. So I'll just give you a little introduction about myself. My name is Samir. I am into SAP almost on the 14, 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
I've started my career as an SAP CRM consultant,
Mm-hmm.
and slowly and gradually I moved into other modules, including FSM. So I have been into FSM from I think last 5, 6 years. First
Mm-hmm.
implementation I had done during the Corona time. That
Mm-hmm.
was around 2020. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I have been part of Expertsoft from past 4, 5 years. Okay, so I have given multiple trainings around FSM, CRM, C4C, S4HANA, and all those. So my capabilities is basically S4HANA, that is S4HANA service,
Mm-hmm.
and CRM, C4C, and FSM. So these are my core skill sets.
Yeah. So
I've
one thing,
taken
Samir,
Mhm.
Samir, just quickly to interrupt you. So I think have you worked in a project where they have SAP plant maintenance on the they're also basically leveraging EAM whereby service order
Mhm.
transition because you know what I'm trying to say is like they have service order, then they also have SAP plant maintenance, right? And
Mhm.
then
Mhm.
they're using this FSM to work on both service order as well as work
Plant
order.
maintenance.
Yeah, plant maintenance work orders. Yeah.
Mhm. Correct. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've been part of such implementations as
Okay,
well.
good. Yeah, that will be good to know.
So yeah, yeah. So basically, FSM you can integrate it directly with C4C or service management or via plant maintenance as well.
Okay.
Okay, so in the plant maintenance, you have got work order or maintenance order, whatever you call it, and then there
Mhm.
are some activities there. So, say one of the activities is to go on site and
Mhm.
validate the issue, right? So there
Mhm.
we connect uh, plant maintenance with FSM so
Mhm.
that those activity gets converted into service call in FSM, and then from there we take it forward.
Mhm.
All right. So you got the server access of SSM?
No, no, I have not. This is my first, right? So I think all the
Ah,
rest
so
is
we just started. We are starting from today itself. So today is
correct,
the first
correct.
class. So we are expecting more people. They'll
Yeah,
be joining probably from tomorrow onwards.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so we'll keep it lean today.
Mhm.
Okay, I'll just give you a brief introduction about SSM and then what all business scenarios we can leverage using SSM.
Mhm.
So FSM is actually not a new tool. It's been in the SAP's ecosystem from quite a long time. It's been, I think, 6, 7 years now. It started somewhere in 2018, 19, where SAP has acquired a product, a company called, I forgot the name.
Field glass, right?
There was a company. No, no, not Field Glass. It was
Mhm.
actually Core System. Okay. So
Mhm.
that core system, this is actually not SAP's developed or in-house product. Okay. So what SAP is doing these days, we all are in SAP, right? So we understand how SAP is operating these days. So what they are doing is they are actually acquiring companies and then acquiring those products and put it into the SAP's bucket.
Mhm.
Same thing happened with the other tools like C4C was actually another tool, another product, another company called Hybris. So they acquired the Hybris and then uh, they got the new system in CRM space that is called C4C, Cloud for Customers, right? And then they further bifurcated it with the cloud for sales, cloud for service, cloud for marketing, commerce cloud, and all those stuff. Okay, so this is how SAP is operating from last 1 decade, wherein they are not actually uh, creating any solution from scratch. So whatever is the best in the market, they just acquire it and they relabel it and then they start selling it in putting it into the SAP bucket. So the system that was actually the company that was acquired by SAP was Core Systems. That's a Swiss-based company. Okay. So the whole idea was to have a system in place, a product in place, which will help the organization to optimize their uh, on-site service process. Okay. So if there is any on-site service process, okay, whether you are going via system, sorry, via plant maintenance directly from S/4HANA or from C4C. So wherever you have a business scenario, the organizations have the business scenario wherein they have on-site service process involved, SAP sell this product. Okay. So earlier there was another tool, I've already told you, the C4C, that has that capability. Okay, that product did have that capability, but not that mature as FSM is. But somehow we were leveraging those functionalities inside C4C to actually optimize the on-site service process. Okay, but after acquiring the core system, they slowly and gradually removed those features from C4C and they started selling FSM as an add-on package along with C4C, or no matter what other products you're buying, if you have on-site service scenario, you can use SAP. Okay. There are some competitors available for FSM, like there is the big competitor is the Salesforce FSM. Okay, so that is a well-known product in the market, and there are many customers who will prefer the Salesforce CRM, but because the backend is all SAP, so it is easier for SAP to sell FSM along with their another products, whether it's ERP or any other SaaS-based system if they are selling. So they put it into the package and then sell it on a very less cost, sometimes free of cost. It depends. It's a subjective thing. Okay, but that is how FSM started, getting some traction because SAP is putting into the bucket while selling any ERP or non-ERP services to their customers. Any questions before we move on? Are you with me, Manoj?
I'm listening. Sorry, I was muted. Yep, I can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So when we talk about FSM, okay, so FSM has three things. Okay, three systems basically, and it's more or less functional. Okay, it's not a big tool like S/4HANA or CRM or your plant maintenance. So in SAP S/4HANA you have multiple modules, like, and each module is an ocean within itself. Right? When we talk about SD, so SD has a lot of big chunks to it. Right? We have pricing, we have billing, we have order management, we have available to promise ATP, we have delivery. So many big chunks, and all those chunks are quite big, so that it can cater all the complex business process. Right? When we talk about FSM, the FSM is not that big tool so far. Okay, so it's comparatively smaller. Okay, many of the things comes out of the box. Yes, there are some configurations available. So we will learn during the course of the system, like how we can configure the FSM system as per the requirement of the customer. Okay. If you talk about technical, there is not much technical in FSM. Like for example, if you talk about S/4HANA, right? So you have a WAP, correct? Or you have BTP where you do the side-by-side extensions, right? Where you write all the code and then you associate it with your S/4HANA system so that your enhancement works, correct? If you talk about C4C, so C4C has a backend called ABSF, right? So there you can write your code and do the enhancement. Okay, SAP CRM, it has a backend, right, called a back. So S/4HANA, you also have an ABAP. Okay, so there is bodies available where you can go and use those bodies in order to do certain enhancement. Okay. Here, FSM does not have any backend system as such. Okay, so you will get a placeholder where you can do certain enhancements. Okay, and the coding language that we use to do the enhancements in FSM is called is being done using JavaScript. Yes. Okay. So it's not that you need to know detailed JavaScript in order to do some enhancement. No, JavaScript is a very easy language. Okay, you can take help of AI these days. All those AIs are available where you can just give the requirement and ask AI to write the code in a particular business the programming language, and it will write it for you. So you can use your code inside the configuration of the system, and that way you will be able to enhance your system. Okay. So technically, there is no backend available. Okay. There are no technical consultants as such in SSM area. Okay, unlike your S/4HANA or ECP. So, Manoj, can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay. I'm sorry about it. I don't know what happened today. I'm not at all able to connect with the headphone. So I have to
Oh,
connect back to the laptop.
yeah, I think it's
Okay,
good.
all right. So what was the last discussion you were had
We're
having?
talking about FSM, like background, backend configuration. I think it's a little bit like Ariba
Mhm.
then, right?
Kind of, yes.
Yeah, SaaS tool, right?
Yeah. It's a SaaS-based tool, that's correct. And you probably will not get much provision to do the enhancement and all. So that will do it, whatever placeholders are available, you'll have to look at it. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
So if you talk about field service management, so it's a tool which we actually either use a standalone. Okay. So suppose you have a business scenario wherein you just want to optimize your on-site service. Okay. You do not want to, take any information or any data from your backend system, either it's ECC, S/4HANA, or CRM, or C4C. You just want to run it as a standalone. That also you can do. Okay. So the whole idea is that you will create a service call inside your SSM system, and then you assign it to your technician, and then the technician will go and complete the service.
Hmm.
Okay. So in India, we have many organizations, many companies who provide on-site service, right? For example, we have urban companies, okay, urban craft something they used to call it before, wherein you just book some service and those guys will come and then they'll provide the service and then go back and then close the ticket. Okay. So that is all about the FSM system. It's a kind of very powerful software from SAP wherein you can connect process and data to make better decisions. Okay, in terms of minimizing your risk and reducing your cost. So how are you going to minimize your risk? How will you reduce your cost? This is all FSM about. Okay, how we'll see like how the system works in a better manner so that you'll be able to reduce your risk and you will be able to optimize your cost. Okay, it will accelerate the service execution and keep customers informed about what is happening with their ticket. So suppose let's take an example that suppose you are selling you sell air conditioners, okay, and then you decide that you will provide on-site services whenever there is a issue, okay. So that may occur that your services may or may not be chargeable. Correct. That's a different story altogether. Okay, we don't need to bother about it here. Okay. So the whole idea is that your system, your FSM system should be capable enough to make your customers and your technicians informed about the service that is going to happen on site. Okay. So what happens if we talk about a happy flow? Okay. So in the happy flow, what happens is like a ticket gets created somewhere in the CRM system. When I say CRM, it could be any CRM, not specifically SAP CRM. You can create it in C4C, SAP CRM, S4HANA service, ServiceNow, whatever tool you're using in your CRM, right? So you create your ticket over there. Those tickets will directly get replicated to the FSM system. Okay, in the FSM system, there is a guy called dispatcher. Okay, his role is to see the ticket whenever it comes to FSM and assign it to the right technician. Okay, so when I say right technician, it's a very subjective thing, right? Who is the right technician? Okay, so you have certain logics, you have certain formulas, you have certain business process wherein you decide how are you going to assign your ticket to the technician. On what are your criteria? So as on date, whenever you are implementing the FSM system, you will write or create certain policies. Okay, there's a policy placeholder in FSM. You create those policies. You tell the system that these are my criteria. And based on this, I want the system to give me the best matching technician for all the tickets that are coming. Based on those policies that you create, system will give you a best matching technician so that you can assign those tickets to the technician and your technician will go and do the service. Okay. So no matter from where your system, where your tickets are coming, either coming from Esperana, from a service order, from ServiceNow tool, tickets, from C4C tickets, from plant maintenance activities, from wherever it is coming. Okay. The whole agenda, the whole ask from an FSM system is to assign those tickets to the right technician and make yourself, keep yourself informed throughout about the service process that is happening. If you are not using any tool, what will happen? Whenever the ticket will come, if you do not have any system in place, you will being a dispatcher. Dispatcher is a person whose job is to assign those tickets to the technician, right? So now, if you do not have a system, what will you do? You may be maintaining one Excel sheet where you will have the list of all the technicians, and then you keep on manually assigning those tickets in the cells of your Excel, and that way you will get to know which of the technician is free, which of the technicians is busy. Okay, you don't know if the technician is available or not. You have to assign one ticket to technician A, and he has to finish that job in 1 hour. He has finished it in half an hour. You will not know that, right? If you do not have a system. It could be other way around. You have an assigned ticket to a technician. The expected turnaround time or expected closure of the ticket is say 1 hour, but it is taking 2 hours to do. You are not informed about it. And what you will do is you will, based on your assumptions, you keep on assigning the ticket to them, but ultimately by end of the day you will realize that out of 4 tickets, he is only able to close 2 tickets.
Yeah.
Wherein
So,
your
Samir,
customers are informed.
yeah,
Mhm.
right. So, the planning, right? So let's say,
Mhm.
good scenario or scenario which probably I'll be, in my, if I were to use FSM ever, I'll be like, I'm SAP guy, probably S4HANA, right? And because
Mhm.
FSM is going to be used in case of, let's say the utility client, right? So
Mhm.
I'm not sure how familiar you are with the utility processes, right?
I understand. I understand.
Yeah. So I think that will be enough, right? So now here is the
Mm.
scenario, right? The scenario
Mhm.
is they're either service or maintenance, however it is, right? I
Mm-hmm.
have to do the planning, right? I develop either a work package or random assignment depending on as the demand come in, right? So does the FSM have some kind of planning capability, right? I have a lot of coming, so can it plan? Can I use FSM to plan my work that I want to assign before I even assign to anybody, right? One part I would like to know whether FSM has a planning thing. Next thing is that um, dispatching, right? So dispatching is
Mm-hmm.
just the assigning, but does there is there any another functionality in terms of I call that as a dispatch process or
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is on FFM side. And the other thing that
Mm-hmm.
I'm the crew management, right? The
Mm-hmm.
other thing I would like to, and then I think another thing I'm interested in how about the integration with GIS and also vehicle management, like whoever is the customer service or the technician in he or
Mm-hmm.
she going to the customer location, are we
Mm-hmm.
providing the GIS support as to where to go? And GIS also have other things, right? They will be able to see in case of utility, right? If I go to customer house to fix a meter or anything,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to know the layers, right? How the wirings are. There may be other gas pipes, there may be water pipes, there may be electrical lines, right? Underground. So let's say I'm an electrical technician. I work for electrical company, and there is a service
Mm-hmm.
call. So before if I have the GIS integration with my FSM, now I
Mm-hmm.
can tell based on the address how the gas pipeline is coming to the house, where is the water pipeline. So if I have to do any digging and all this, I will have the clear visibility, right? Where to dig, where not to dig. Those kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? I think those are a few things I have seen in the past where the utility company they always need this kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So is this like not part of FSM or this is already also built into FSM?
Okay, so let's start with the first question, that is planning of the services. Okay, so planning generally we do not do in FSM, but if you have a scenario wherein, say, your process is kind of big, wherein there are some dependencies of the work. Okay.
Hmm.
For example, what happens in the PS scenario, project system? So what we do is we create a project and then we break it into WBS element, right? Work breakdown
Hmm.
structure.
Hmm.
So what we do is we do the planning. We decide that okay, this is my entire work, out of which there will be say 10 activities. So what we can do is we can create those planning, we can create those activities, and we can bifurcate those activities in different tickets or service call, and then we can also create the dependencies between the tasks.
Hmm.
Okay, so that sort of planning is available. But in the utility industries, if you want to do the full-fledged planning of all the activities that you are going to perform, you will have to do it in your S4HANA system.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. So
Okay.
now, but there is some scheduling part FSM and available in FSM, right?
Which part? Scaling.
Scheduling. No, schedule. I need to
Scheduling. Yes,
schedule.
yes.
Yeah, scheduling.
Huh.
Planning part is done, right? Let's say I have
Mm-hmm.
this let's say make it very small number, right? I have I have three technician and I have like 10 service orders and then two work orders, right? Now I want to
Mm-hmm.
schedule them. Do I
Mm-hmm.
have to do that in also in HANA, or I throw that work and bring those to transfer those work to FSM and
Mhm.
then now I do the scheduling part in FSM.
So FSM is meant for scheduling actually.
Okay.
Okay. It's
Hmm.
the tool wherein you will do all those scheduling. As I was talking before, there is something called policy that we
Okay.
create in the system. Okay.
Okay.
And wherein in that policy we tell the system that see these are my policies. Okay. We have to
Hmm.
prioritize this. This is my first priority. This is my second priority. This is my third priority. And based on these priorities and objectives,
Hmm.
you system has to give you the best matching technician.
Hmm.
Okay. So the dispatcher's job is to schedule those tickets that are being thrown into FSM system.
Hmm.
Okay. So these capabilities help companies to manage their service appointments, timelines, and if
Hmm.
there is any change in the schedule.
Hmm.
Okay. It also has AI capabilities that will help the system to prioritize the service calls and optimize even the most complex scenarios. Okay. So for example, what happens is like you have got one ticket in FSM. Okay, that has been coming after you did the planning in your S4HANA system.
Okay, then I think what I would like to know, Samir, is what is the course content? If you can briefly go through that, I think I'm good.
Uh, okay, one second. Were you there in the demo class?
I actually watched that demo a little bit. Navin sent me. So I think if you
Okay,
go through this, you can go through very quickly. I think I have one or two questions in this course content, and that's it.
okay. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can.
So basically, this is the content. Okay, so here we will have the introduction about FSM. We will understand in detail about the concepts and benefits. We'll talk about features, functionalities, FSM architecture, how it works, and then we will, in the module two, we will go through the navigation and the configurations of the system. We will see what all can be done by an end user, what all can be done as a consultant, where are all the placeholders, where we can do the configuration. We'll also talk about security and authorization. The third module we are going to cover is the master data, wherein we will cover all the master data. Either we are creating it in the FSM or we are bringing it from the backend system. And then we will talk
So what
about
backend
the
system you will
service.
be using? This one, Samir?
Sorry?
Are you using S4 HANA as a backend system, or what will be the backend
No, no, no.
system?
This is not an integrated system. This is a standalone system.
Okay, okay.
Okay. So we are going to create master data ourselves and we will use that, leverage that for the server.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So you are going to create the
Then,
master data in FSM itself?
yes, yes,
Okay.
correct. Yeah. So if you have an integrated scenario, you do not need to do anything. There is something called ADO. We will use that to bring those master data into FSM. Generally, those master data are unidirectional. So it will come from S4HANA or any backend system, and we will not
Mhm.
touch those master data. It will be kind of read only.
Okay.
Okay, then we will talk about the service call creation, how we create a service call, how those schedulings are being done. Okay, how we process those service calls, and then scheduling and assigning service calls to the technician.
Hmm.
Then we will talk about activities. Okay, so activities are the kind of activities that are being created in the system. How those activities are created, how we convert those service calls with the activity, and all those stuff.
Hmm.
And we'll talk about. I think I opened the wrong thing. Just give me a second.
Yeah. I,
Yeah. So more or less the same thing that we spoke about. Okay. Uh, On-site services, we'll talk about on-site service, how the technicians are being assigned those tickets, how they will accept those tickets. Okay. How once the tickets are completed.
so, Samir, one other thing crossed my mind. It's thinking, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we have this FSM and we also have SAM, right? Let's say company uses
Mm-hmm.
both. So
Mm-hmm.
have you like work any client where they have both?
No.
No, right? Okay.
No. All right. We talk about master data, DTO. DTO is nothing but the data transfer object. Okay,
Mhm.
so we have got data models and APIs, user types, cloud accounts, business objects, data loader, how do we handle the data. Okay,
Mhm.
and then we have administration slash configurations. We will learn how we set up the system in the backend. Okay, so as I mentioned, like we have three systems or three apps that we get in the SSM license. One is the front end, second is the back end, third is the mobile application. Okay.
Mhm.
So the back end is the place where we do all the configurations. This access will not be given to the end users. End users are going to use the front end, the dispatching tool wherein they do the dispatching and all. And then the third is the mobile app, which will be used by the technicians who are going to work on the ticket. So in the administration on the backend tool, backend app, we will learn how we can set up the accounts and the company, how we set up the users, how we give the permissions, how we create the workflows, how we configure the screen, what screen we want to show the dispatcher, what screen we want to show to the end users, to the technicians that all will configure here. We can also do the translations. We can create business rules. We'll talk about business rules in detail. How do we query the API? And then we will talk about the workforce planning and dispatching. So here we will learn how we do the planning and the dispatching. So planning is generally, as I mentioned, like it's a very small part of it. SAP has stopped any sort of upgrade to the planning tool. So it is expected that the planning will be done in the backend system. But whatever planning is available, we will see how we can configure those plannings, and out of those plannings, how we can execute to the dispatching board. We'll talk about service calls, how we create a service call, an activity, how we assign those activities to the technician, how we release the service call, how we create absences and reservations, workflows, maps, how we use the Google Maps, API. There are a few other apps, maps are also available. We'll talk about that. Okay, how we can use skills for doing the filter. Okay. Then we will also talk about in detail about the mobile application that has been given to the technicians. Okay, so by standard, if you give admin access, the technician will see all of them. So we generally do not give those provisions to the technician. So we will learn how to configure the mobile app, how can we customize the application, how we can set up a workflow for the technician that, okay, they will have a guidance steps, right, once they receive the service tickets to their mobile app. So those guidance steps will create in the workflow. We will allow them, or maybe not allowing them to create a new service call, depends on the business process, how they'll do the material reservations, how they'll record the time, how they'll record their expenses, and if there are any spare parts they are going to consume during their services, we will see about that. We will create the feedback. So feedback is like, once they close the ticket, we will give the feedback to the end users or the customers, like, okay, they'll have the checklist that they'll give the feedback. Then we will do the checkout, and we will also talk about what all features SAP offers in the offline mobile app. So sometimes uh, the technicians are visiting to a location wherein the mobile network is not available, right? So those cases we will see what all SAP offers in the application. Then next is the smart forms and feedback. So we will learn how to create those smart forms, how to automate these smart forms, how the smart forms are being accessible by the mobile application, how we can default certain smart forms and all. Then we have analytics and reporting part. We'll see, like, how the
Samir,
services are.
why this? What is the use of smart forms? Is just for the feedback? I mean,
Okay.
you are
So,
mobile, and then
mm,
yeah, can you explain? Yeah.
yeah. So, see, this smart forms is somewhat different from the smart forms that we have in S4HANA. Okay. Generally, in S4HANA, what we do is a smart form is something technical wherein the technical people go and create those smart forms, right? But here, these smart forms are nothing but so suppose I'll give you one example. Okay, so your technicians are going and they have to perform certain activities. Okay, but those activities have certain steps. Every time if they are, I'll give you another live example. So suppose you have taken a broadband connection at your home. Now, once you order it, a ticket will be created and assigned to a technician. That technician is going to visit your home and they will set up the broadband connection. Now, that broadband connection has n number of steps and it's a guided step, right? That first they need to go visit to the location, they need to carry the stairs, they have to first install this, they have to do the wiring, and then there are certain steps, right, in order to complete the setup of the broadband. Correct. So if we create a smart form and we will assign those smart form along with the ticket, so what will happen? And we also have provision to make it mandatory and non-mandatory. So if you make it mandatory, it is mandatory for the technician that they need to fill that smart form and run through the guided steps that has been configured inside the smart form, so that they don't miss any step and complete the installation process. Okay. Another example is like the feedback. So once you close the ticket, you want the feedback from the customers, right? So you give certain or ask certain questions from your end customers. So those smart forms needs to be created, right? That will be created inside FSM only in the backend.
Okay.
And then you can run certain workflows in order to automatically assign those smart forms every time the ticket goes.
Yeah. Hey, so is these forms by any chance called Mirata forms?
No.
Okay.
All right. Moving ahead, we have analytics and reporting. So there we will talk about how the reporting works, what all tickets we have closed. We can also create certain dashboards. We will see those data in your dashboards, how many tickets are open, how many tickets are closed, how many in process, and we can use certain graphs in order to see the report. Okay. Then there's something called business rules. This is a kind of big area of the configuration where you tell the system what all you can automate. Like the previous example I gave, right? You want to automate your smart form to a particular type of ticket. Where will you do that? You will do everything in the business rules. This is one of the biggest area where you do all your configuration, where you tell the system what all to automate. Okay, so if you need to do any workflow, any automation, you'll have to come here and do it. Okay, there are many things pre-configured. There are many things you have to do it from scratch. There are many things where you need to write some JavaScript code over here in order to achieve your requirement.
So this is also the two system landscape, or this is
It's a one.
One system. Okay. So what you are saying is the FSM can work without the SAM for the
Mm-hmm.
plant maintenance as well.
That's right. Yes.
Right now, what I see from your last explanation is mostly with the service orders, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
All right. Just give me a second. I'm just transferring one PPT. I'll open that today. Second.
Samir, I'm just taking a 1 minute break. Okay, I'll come right back.
Sure, sure. No problem.
I'm back, Naveen. Samir.
Okay. All right. I'm going to share my screen. Just let me know once you're able to see it. Can you see my
You can
screen?
see it, yeah.
Okay. All right. So today we'll go deeper, little deeper into the FSM. Okay. And we will understand what all applications are there in FSM and what is backend, what is front end, what is mobile application and all. Okay. So we'll
Mhm.
talk about that today.
So you said
Okay.
day two is because the day one was the
Day
course
one is
content.
generally we keep it the basics about FSM and what are we going to cover in the FSM. Okay.
Mhm.
And technically, we start getting into the system, but since we didn't have the access last time, so we will do it today itself.
Mhm.
Okay. Don't worry, we'll make sure that we do
Yeah,
not miss anything. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll cover everything, whatever FSM offers.
The the one cover the course content like we had call last time, right? Last week or so.
Mm-hmm.
And then that is your day one, basically walk through the course content and what you're going to cover and all that, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So, let's talk about the service portfolio. Why we are going to talk about the service portfolio? Because FSM is all about, it's all related to service, right? Whether it's utility-based service or ad hoc service, on-demand service, a recurring service. Okay, so whatever kind of service that SAP offers, okay,
Mhm, mhm,
we will talk about those services, okay,
mhm,
and where SAP FSM fits in. Okay.
mhm, mhm,
So no matter what system you are using, whether you are using SAP's product CRM, C4C service, or you use any other third-party system, maybe ServiceNow. There are many other tools available in the market for CRM, right? Salesforce. So whatever product you are using, you will be starting your process from the CRM system. Okay.
mhm,
So it starts with sell. Okay. So we sell a product to the customer, and then there is a contract associated with the sold product. Okay. So when I say contract, you can name it as contract, but you can also think from a warranty perspective also. Okay. So what happens that anything you buy, okay, so suppose for example you're buying a laptop, okay, so the laptop comes with 1 year warranty, correct? And then on top
mhm,
of that you may also buy some add-on licenses, add-on warranty, like okay, I'll buy additional warranty for 2 years, 3 years. Okay, so that is nothing but a contract between the seller and the buyer that okay, I am going to provide you services for these many months or years. Correct?
mhm, mhm,
And that is chargeable, non-chargeable, and there's a lot of clause over there. What is chargeable, what is not chargeable, in what circumstances it is chargeable, in what circumstances it is not. So all those discussions that happens inside the contract.
yeah,
Okay, and then the product is sold. Okay, once the product is sold, then you decide for a service. Correct?
mhm,
So here when I say service, I'm talking about preventive services. Okay. So
mhm, mhm,
preventive services, there are two types of services that we provide, right? Preventive services and then on-demand services or
mhm,
reactive service, we also call it, right?
mhm, mhm,
Preventive services, like, you give an AMC, right? That, okay,
mhm,
you have sold an RO, and that
mhm,
RO has like every 3 months they'll come, they'll change the filter and they'll change something and they'll do the services. So
mhm,
that is a kind of recurring service. Correct?
mhm,
So
mhm,
you plan for that. Other example, you buy a car, you buy a motor vehicle, any motor vehicle you buy, there are some free services associated with it, right?
mhm, mhm,
And the moment that duration reaches, the service department calls you up saying that hey, your service is due. Please come and
mhm.
make your car serviced, right? So
Yeah.
these two scenarios, sell happens inside OTC. Okay, OTC is order to cash.
Mhm,
Okay, so order to cash is a kind of nomenclature that we use in SAP world,
mhm,
where we use any sales related product or module for the
mhm.
selling of the product, right? It could
Yeah,
be
yeah.
SD. We can do sales in service also. We'll talk about that later. Okay, but specifically, if you talk about S4 HANA world, we use
Mhm,
SD for selling, right?
mhm, mhm,
And then comes the planning and optimization and the orchestration of your services. That
mhm,
preliminary happens in the service module. Okay.
mhm,
It could be your CS module, okay, customer service. It could be service module. It could be in C4C. It could be in service now. Okay. So whatever tool you're using, you are planning your services inside your CRM product or tool basically, right? And
yeah.
once
So
you decide,
one quick interruption here. So
Mhm.
SAP service is the new for
Product.
the SAP CS.
Yes. It's a replacement of CS. Okay,
CS.
we'll
Okay.
talk about this in, I think,
Yeah,
upcoming
yeah,
slide
yeah.
in details. Okay.
Good, 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 good. Yeah.
So
So
that's a
now,
replacement
yeah,
of,
C4C is the replacement of CRM. Can I say that?
uh, you can say it. Yes.
Okay.
So earlier we had SAP CRM, that was an on-premise tool. C4C
Mhm,
is on cloud, a SaaS-based
mhm,
product, similar
mhm,
to how FSM is. But yeah, you can say that C4C has been replaced with CRM is replaced with C4C. Now, C4C has also various flavors. Okay, so there is C4C V1, C4C V2, cloud for sales, cloud for service, cloud for marketing. Now, marketing has been replaced with Emarsys. Emarsys is now replaced with engagement cloud that came 2 days back. This is in latest.
Immersive. What the immersive does?
Emarsys is for marketing.
Marketing. Okay.
Yeah, so
So
if you run.
hybris is like your CRM slash plus billing hybris.
No. Okay, let me give you a brief history about Hybris. Okay, Hybris was another company. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it has
Mm-hmm.
been acquired by SAP long back, I think 2013-14, they acquired it. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and they started calling it Hybris C4C.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Hybris was the company.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the name of the product was also Hybris, like similar to SAP, right? SAP is a company as well as their product, right? So what
Mm-hmm.
they did is basically when SAP acquired Hybris, they named Hybris as an umbrella. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
they rebranded Hybris as an umbrella, and under Hybris there were many products. Okay, sales, service, marketing. All
Oh.
three were being managed inside C4C.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and there was another product called commerce. Okay, that was also inside Hybris.
Mm-hmm.
So sales, service, marketing, and commerce, those four things were inside the Hybris umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, in today's date, if you call Hybris, it's only commerce.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because
Mm-hmm.
SAP keep on relabeling things, right? They keep on
Mm-hmm.
rebranding things. Okay.
Right. Right.
So what they did is they removed Hybris from C4C, and then they started selling C4C as a separate tool. Okay, they
Mm-hmm.
removed Hybris and they started calling it Cloud for Customer. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
Hybris they put it separately only for commerce. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
now again C4C has three modules inside: sales, service, and marketing. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So now later they change it to cloud for sales, cloud for service, and cloud for marketing. Okay, they
Mm-hmm.
removed C4C also.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and marketing they replaced marketing with MRCs because marketing was quite complicated. Okay, it was not SAP was not able to sell it. So
Mm-hmm.
what they did is they replaced it with MRCs. Okay, they bought another company, they acquired another company called MRCs, and they replaced marketing with MRCs. Now there is no
Mm-hmm.
marketing cloud. Okay, marketing was also in on-premise. Okay, marketing on-premise plus marketing cloud. They now removed, I think lately 2023, they replaced it with MRCs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Yeah.
now in SAP's landscape, if you need a marketing module, you have to go with MRCs.
So one line, just one sentence, Samir. What the marketing does, SAP marketing?
Okay, so in marketing, what you do is all your pre-sales activities you do inside the marketing product. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
example I'll give you campaigning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so your company is selling air conditioners. Now you need to market your product, right? So there
Mm-hmm.
are two ways through you market it. One is real physical marketing, wherein you make your marketing executive
Mm-hmm.
go and meet the customer and generate the leads.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Second
Yeah.
is like hoardings. You put on hoardings, you put TV ads and everything. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
And third is you send emails, campaign SMS, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
mhm,
That's good enough. Yeah, I think that's quite segue. I just want to know so many products coming up, right?
so many products. Yes.
Yeah, good.
Now they are kind of streamlining it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now for sales, you have SD and you have cloud for sales.
Mm-hmm.
Now your organization need to decide whether they will go with SD or they will go
Mm-hmm.
with cloud for sales. There are some
Mm-hmm.
pros, some cons of both the products, and it also depends upon your business requirement. Okay, what is your business requirement? Based on that, we suggest our customer which module to go with. Okay. Same with service. Service, now there are two products available for service. One is cloud for service, which is a kind of successor of C4C. And now there is a new product SAP has launched called service management. Okay, this is actually not a new product. Okay, it's the same CRM tool. Okay, what do you call old wine in a new bottle. Okay, so same CRM product. Okay, so earlier in between, they had also brought in another module. I don't want to confuse you, but this is the history. Okay, so they brought in another product called customer management. Okay, and that was an add-on on S4 HANA layer. So it was not a integrated integral part of your S4 HANA. So if you want to do your service in S4 HANA, you had to buy an additional license called customer management, and then you acquire the license, and then you get some files. You ask your basis team, they will put that add-on into your HANA database, and that is how you enable your service process. Okay. But later, what they did 2, 3 years back, actually in 2020 itself, they started doing it. So what they did is they replaced or removed that customer management, and they put S4 HANA service management as an integral part of your S4 HANA stack. Okay. So now when you will buy a license of S4 HANA, and if you will opt for service, you will get a service I mean, as a part of standard product BOM that SAP offers. Okay. So when you acquire a license of S4 HANA, then you tell your SAP that okay, we want this module, and based on that you make the payment, and you get those modules. So similar to how you get SD, FI, similarly you will also get the service management.
So
Okay.
this one, right? This is maybe off topic into the FSM, right? The
Correct.
cost
Now, if,
wise, right? Cost
cost
wise,
wise.
right? Cost to the customer, right? Companies
Mm-hmm.
who want to get FSM
Mm-hmm.
versus, let's say, Salesforce bought this company, Click Software, right? Which is also
Mm-hmm.
used extensively used in utility.
Correct.
And Salesforce bought it and they make their own product like what SAP does.
Mm-hmm.
Now in the market, if the companies are looking for Click versus FSM,
Mm-hmm.
which one you think is cost-wise cheaper than for companies to implement?
See, there are two aspects of it. It's not only about the cost. So suppose the product of say Click is 10 rupees, and the cost of FSM is 15 rupees.
Mhm,
Okay. Though Click is very comparatively 50% cheaper,
mhm,
but it is very difficult to integrate Click software or uh, Salesforce FSM with SAP S4 HANA landscape.
mhm,
Okay, SAP plays very smartly. Okay,
mhm,
they haven't made any standard APIs for CRM FSM. Sorry, Salesforce FSM.
mhm.
Okay, because they are competitor, right? SAP
Yeah,
would
yeah, they're
never,
competing with them, correct.
yeah, SAP would never, want that a competitor product will come into their landscape,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
It's like Apple phone, right? They don't want any other.
Correct. You have your Apple phone, you have your Apple Watch, Apple Tab, Apple laptop, everything
Yeah,
of Apple.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
if you try to integrate any other, it will say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I cannot work with you."
Yeah,
Same thing
yeah.
happens. Okay, I mean, I have seen in my life there are many projects wherein sometimes customer asks that, okay, we want to go with Salesforce CRM because it's quite big, it has a lot of features, but since the adaptability is very difficult, the customer will not go with it.
Mhm.
Okay, so adaptability is one of the critical aspect, not only the cost. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and the cost is not revealed. Okay, you will never know. I mean, as on date, I have worked on multiple FSM projects. I never get to know what is the price of the license of one user. Okay,
They
because
never
it's very
say. They never.
customized.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. And then the SAP never make it very clear, right? You cannot
Correct, because
and
it's
even
fully
even estimate.
customizable. Okay, you buy this, I'll give this for free. If you buy 200 license, I'll just give me $20 per user. Okay, so there
Mm-hmm.
is no standard pricing in SAP.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That
It
is.
varies between customer to customer, portfolio to portfolio, and product to
Yeah,
product. Okay,
yeah.
so SAP generally sell complete BOM, right? Okay, this is my bill of material. Okay, you want FSM, take this. You want C4C, take this. You want SD, and this is the total cost.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now if the customer wants, oh, okay, FSM is coming, but I want to go with Salesforce CRM, say FSM, let me go there. They will go, and then there is an explicit charge for them, right? And then they'll come back and saying that, hey, Salesforce is charging this much. Then they'll say, okay, go, but there is no standard integration.
Right, right.
So it's
Well,
not only the licensing cost, it's also about the implementation cost, right?
mm-hmm.
So implementation cost is higher if we'll go with Salesforce CRM, FSM.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Coming back. So we do the planning, optimization, and orchestration in the CRM tools. Okay. And then once we decided that, okay, these all are the services we need to provide. And out of these services, these two services is there where we need our technician to go and visit on site and
Mm-hmm.
provide the services.
Mm-hmm.
Those number of tickets will be transferred to your FSM system.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the red box that you are seeing, that is your FSM system.
Session.
Okay,
And is it two system landscape or just one system?
it's a one system landscape.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So it's interesting. So how you test it?
Okay, there are some provisions available. We will talk about that. Okay, it
Okay.
also depends upon the complexity of the project. It also
Mm-hmm.
depends upon the cost, of course. I mean, and then the number of customizations that we are doing. Based on that, we can take a call. Because in FSM, we have a provision wherein we can create multiple companies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and each
Oh, I see.
company, yeah, so each company can be associated to different systems. So
Ah,
that's
so
the
you do
reason.
the test in one company, but actually your
Yeah,
production is in another company.
yes,
Okay, okay,
yes.
got it. So account you can okay, so the account is always going to be one for you, right?
Account is always going to be one. That's correct.
Yeah, you can have a demo account or test account, then you do everything in that, and
Mhm.
then but I think that at your top level is always one account. You cannot have two account, I guess. Is that right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, good,
Now,
good.
once the calls are transferred to your FSM system, now next step is that you do the invoicing and closure, right? So
Mhm,
the ticket has been assigned, came reached to FSM. There you have to schedule a call and execute it,
mhm,
okay, and take it to the closure.
mhm,
So there is somebody called dispatcher. Dispatcher's responsibility is to take care of all the incoming calls, which is actually supposed to assign to the technicians.
mhm,
They will do some mathematics, some logics, some AI. Okay, and based on those, they will assign the ticket to the right technician. It will be
mhm,
assigned to the technician. Technician will close the ticket, and then finally
mhm,
you do the invoicing.
mhm,
Okay. So
mhm.
again, invoicing is not a part of FSM.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Mhm.
So you
It's
have
only
to
the
go
work
back.
scheduling and work execution, right?
Correct. Yes.
Mhm,
Okay. So once the ticket is closed, you have to go back to your S/4HANA world, and
mhm,
there you will do the invoicing.
mhm,
Okay. Now let's talk about FSM end to end. Okay.
mhm,
So there's not a, I mean, we have already discussed about it. Okay, so on your extreme left hand side, there is something called engagement. Okay, so you have got multiple engagement center. We call it omni-channel engagement center, wherein your tickets are coming from different sources, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
You maybe you have given a provision in your website that they can raise a ticket on a website. Nowadays, WhatsApp is being used for raising a ticket. So your tickets are coming from different sources, correct?
Mhm.
Then
Mhm.
there are some IoT devices also. Okay, so IoT devices are those kind of devices which detects the problem and inform to the system.
Mhm.
And these IoT devices will, technically they will raise about the problems, and then automatically system will create a ticket. Okay, and
Mhm.
then there are some traditional channels also, like emails, phone calls, and all, through which you take your tickets created.
Mhm.
Okay, so that was your first step where your tickets are created. Okay, and once your tickets are created, next thing is you go to your ERP system, uh, wherein your order gets created. Correct. So whenever
Mhm.
a customer complains that okay, my device is not working, or even the automated ticketing system has also created the ticket, and then
Mhm.
it comes and create a ticket in the ERP system. Okay.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
that is actually a service order. Okay. So
Mhm.
service order meaning there is a work order. Work order is a actually subsequent activity. Okay, so first it will create a service order. Okay, so in service there are multiple service modules are available, right? I told you, like we have got C4C. So if, in C4C, if your ticket gets created, then those service orders are actually being assigned to a different teams. Okay, those team will try to resolve those ticket online. Correct. So
Mhm.
suppose example, your AC is not working, so you raise a ticket. So it's not like
Mhm.
immediately somebody will come and fix it, right? They'll first
Mhm.
try to resolve your issue over the call. There may
Mhm.
be a scenario that you are not doing something right, or there are some FAQs that they have, like, okay, if this happens, do this, if this happens, do that. So there is a team sitting in the call center, they are expert, they will try to resolve your issue on the call. Generally, this
Mhm.
happens in India, it happens in our, what do you call, internet service providers,
Mhm.
ISPs, right? Like I am using Airtel or Jio in India. So what they do is, so whenever the internet is not working, so we first raise a ticket. They will call you, or you can interact them over the chat. They'll first tell you there are some steps, right? Okay, are you using some routers, additional routers? Yes, no. Okay, have you restarted the router? Plug off and plug in again. So these all are the activities they'll try to resolve it over the call or online. Okay, so those tickets are not directly forwarded to the FSM system. There is a team sitting over there. They will resolve. They'll try to resolve those tickets over there. Okay.
Mhm.
Second thing is, like, if they'll also talk about the commercials. Okay, so since now they are not able to resolve those issues over the call, they need to send somebody to fix it, right? So it
Mhm.
incurs some cost, correct? Now,
Yeah.
those costs, how are we managing those costs? Okay, is there any contract available with the customer? Is it under warranty, outside of the warranty? Is there any
Mhm.
warranty that has been voided? Okay,
Mhm.
so they also need to capture all the cost that they are, or there is a cost that incurred, right? Providing services, irrespective whether we are charging from the customer or not, correct? There
Mhm.
is a cost always. So there is an ERP system which captures all the costs so that they can always see plan versus actual, correct? Because there is a price they are putting against the warranty. How are they coming or reaching to that price? So suppose I have bought an AC, and that first year it comes along with the sold price, right? 1 year warranty free, and then they said that okay, buy 2 more years of license, you need to pay 15,000, 12,000. So they are coming to a number. How are they getting to a number? It's not a random number, correct?
Mhm.
So those numbers are coming based on the historical services that they are doing. Okay.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
they see that okay, the average cost of a particular AC is say 8,000, then they'll put their markup over there 2,000, and then based on that they'll reach to a number. Correct.
Mhm.
So if they'll not
Mhm.
be able to capture those costs, they'll not be able to give you the correct warranty, and that there will be a huge loss for the organization. Correct.
Mhm.
Or
Mhm.
even if they give very high warranty price, right? Okay, you bought an AC 25,000, and they'll say 2 year additional warranty will cost you 20,000. Nobody will
Mhm.
buy it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
बॉस 25,000 का एसी खरीदा 20,000 का मेरे को वो लगेगा so they'll say
What's the
no
point?
boss no point I'll buy a new AC after 2 years.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it is very important that we capture those costs correctly so
Mhm.
that they would know what is the actual cost. So this is all happening behind the scene in the ERP.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay. Now, next step is your right hand side, that is your FSM system, wherein the tickets that are where you need to assign your technicians. So that will be going to your FSM system. Okay. So there is something called schedule and dispatch. So it will first go to your scheduler. Scheduler
Mhm.
will see who has to perform the service, and
Mhm.
then next is they'll assign it to the technician. Now,
Mhm.
technicians are using their mobile applications.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
So those mobile applications, they will get a notification that hey, one of the ticket has been assigned to you. Okay, I'll show you in the system today how
Mhm.
all that looks like. Okay,
Mhm.
and once the tickets are assigned to them, they can use some maps over there to reach out to the customer's location. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
so since we are using map, it may be Google Map. There may be other. You can also use other map, Apple map also, or there are few third-party maps are also available. Okay, but since we all know that Google Map is the best, and it comes along with your FSM license, so you do
Mhm.
not need to procure additional because this is a what do you call commercial use, right? So in your phone
Mhm.
you have Google Maps, right? Even in my Apple phone, I'm using Google Map. I'm not using that Apple Map
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
that's not so accurate, right? And it's very complicated to use. So I'm using Google Map. But since I'm an individual user, I am not being charged anything. But if you are using any of the map commercially, then you need to pay some API cost to your to Google, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like for example, my friend he has built an app and he has integrated Google Maps. So he bought the API giving a certain amount to the Google, and then on every usage they pay a certain amount.
Mhm.
Okay, if they are using or their customers are using, okay,
Mhm.
they need to pay certain amount per click. Okay,
Mhm.
but here if you buy FSM license, it comes along with Google Map
Mhm.
license.
Mhm.
Okay, so being a customer, you do not need to bother about the Google Map API usage.
Mhm.
It's technically free of cost,
Yeah,
or otherwise you can think that it comes along with your FSM license.
yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
that is the map, right, to travel them.
Hmm.
Let's say the customer service in a typical scenario that he's going to go to customer site to repair air conditioner.
Hmm.
Just a simple Google map is okay, right? You just need to get to the point, right?
Hmm.
Customer
Hmm.
side. That is well and good.
Hmm.
But in some cases, let's say if I again take the utility example,
Hmm.
which is I believe one of the complicated use case because they have so
Hmm.
many, so the process are a little bit complicated. So in the utility, let's say I'm going there to repair, right?
Hmm.
So this repair can mean a lot of things to me, right? So this could be I can be on site to repair something. Let's say I can be
Hmm.
on site to customer's house. Let's say to
Hmm.
replace a meter, right? That is one possible. Or
Hmm.
I can be at the customer side to do some. I have to do some digging because something broken underground, right? Or
Hmm.
I can be in, let's say, substation where there are a lot of other equipments are there. There are a lot of pipes underground and so on, right?
Hmm.
So, getting to the location, Google Map, that's fine. But now, if I am going to dig something, right? I'm going to dig the ground. I need to know where the pipes are, right? Where
Mhm.
the pipes are underground. So,
Mhm.
what utility company does, as I'm sure you know already, they have this S3 or some GIS tool, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
That
Mhm.
tool will give them, the layers of things that they have underground, right?
Mhm.
They can
Mhm.
say, oh, show me only the gas pipelines, right? Let's say I'm a
Mhm.
utility company, I only to deal with electricity. But if
Mhm.
I am digging the ground, I want to know everything. What is the water pipe? What is the gas pipe? What is the electric pipe, right? So I
Mhm.
want to see those everything, and then based on what I am doing, if I am doing the electricity, then I only do the work where it says this is the electrical connection, right? For
Mhm.
example, underground. So those kind of things are you probably it doesn't come by default. You have to integrate this with
Correct.
FSM, but FSM does have that capability, right?
Yes. So,
Okay.
which capability is that?
GIS integration for
GI
the
integration, any integration you can do, okay, on top of FSM. Okay, the
uh,
thing is, by default, it does not come with that great detail of all the, as you gave all those examples. Okay,
mm,
like there are say 100 of wires at the customer's location, right?
mm,
Which wire to
mm,
cut, which wire to replace. Okay,
mm.
those informations are generally not available. Okay, but there are
No, no,
two
no. So,
alternatives.
let me correct you here, right? So I think
Mhm.
what happens, right? I think I should have a little bit clear. So GIS tool, it's like it's a kind of service. Let's say you are an electrical company, right? You
Mhm.
do not know where the water pipe is,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
But when you have this GIS is integrated, right? It can
Mhm.
see the other company's asset too. Let's say in this case, utility
Oh.
companies, they can see the
Mm.
pipes. It can see the
Mm.
where the city say do not. The city has certain, let's say they put certain beams underground, right?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
you go
Mhm.
there and you started to dig there, you will not be able to dig, right?
Mhm.
But if you have the integration with GIS, you will be able to see this too.
So how
So
would
I
GIS know which pipe is yours and which pipe is not
no
yours?
no they I think one of the very simple is color coding, right? Anytime you
Mhm.
have a electric pipe is green, for example. Anytime
Mhm.
you have a water pipe, it's blue. It doesn't matter which company does it,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
It has to mark
Mhm.
as blue, for example, right? So,
Mhm.
I think my very simple question was there is a capability of the GIS integration. That is my simple question I was asking.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
That's all, right? I think map is there. That's great, but
Mhm.
uh, you know, does it have a GIS integration? I think the answer is yes. It has to provide that capability, right? It is very not
Mhm.
very simple integration. It's a complicated integration.
Mhm.
That's the reason I was asking. I think somewhere I saw it has because
Mhm.
if I see that some of the utility companies are already started to use FSM, so it has to have it, right?
Correct. Yes.
Or I don't know that my simple question is like there is a inbuilt integration which I can turn on and use it, right?
No. 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 There's nothing inbuilt as such. Okay.
I
So
mean to
what?
say it
Mhm.
provides a way to integrate because if we have to buy or add in to do the GIS, then it's a different story.
No. 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 So add in. So there are two things, right? GIS will come with the along with the cost, right?
Yeah, GIS that is different cost. That's a totally different.
Yes, and then they'll also provide APIs, right? So it's all
Yes,
about
yes.
integrating it with
Yeah, yeah,
FSM,
yeah.
correct? No?
That is what I
Mm.
was actually asking. Like,
Yeah,
does
yeah.
it have that capability? Absolutely right. All this
Mm.
integration is happening with GIS through API only.
Mm.
Right. So it has that API capability. I think it's all it needs.
Mm. Got it.
Okay, I think good.
So what it provides by default, I'll tell you. Whatever information your ERP holds,
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
those information will show up to the technician. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when I say what information, I know, I mean, it's not about the utility industry, but take an example of other industry wherein, say, there are 50 equipments that have been installed in one place, right? So even though the Google map will only give you the destination that you have to go to this building, correct? But where in that building, which floor, which room, and since there are 20 identical items installed there, which is not working. So those kind of information is available, okay? Because that is being stored in your backend ERP system.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, those information will be sent to the technician so that they would know that Google Map is or any other map is only helping the technician to reach to the customer's location. That's it. Okay, there are many other use cases also available for maps that we'll talk about in detail in a later phase of the training. But for the technician, they are using Google Map only for reaching to the customer's place. Okay. And once they reach, they will fix the problem. Okay, there might be multiple use cases there when they reach to the customer location. Okay, there could be multiple flavors to it, right? That they have read and they learned that the customer has mentioned that the product is under warranty, but the product is actually the warranty has been voided. Okay, so there will be a charge to it. Correct. So all those flavors will be captured inside the FSM mobile app. Okay, so that we will talk about at a later stage. Okay, but finally they will have to close the call. Okay, and then the next stage is they will go to check for the approval. Okay, so approval is actually a standard. Okay, uh, whenever the ticket is closed by the technician, it will go back to the dispatcher. Okay, maybe a dispatcher, maybe some other person. It's a business call, but somebody has to check and approve those closed tickets that has been closed by the technician. Okay, why? Because the ticket information, the closure information will not go back to your ERP until it is approved. Okay, so that check is there. It's default check. Okay, the somebody will go and approve or reject. Okay, so if they reject, it will go back to the technician with a note, right? That okay, you did this wrong, you did that wrong, you updated this wrong, fix it, change it, and send it again to me for approval. And then that back and forth will happen between the technician and the dispatch. Okay. And finally, when the technician agrees, sorry, the dispatcher agrees that okay, everything is fine, then they will approve it. And once they will approve, then cost and revenue will come into picture. Correct? And all those information will go back to your ERP system, wherein it will settle to different uh, financial account. Okay. Okay. Now let's talk about the apps that FSM comes with. Okay. So the first app is called front end. Okay, this is a web app. Okay, so web app has its own URL. Okay, once you will use that URL, you will get into the front end app. Okay, so who is going to use the front end app? Who is the target users? Target users are dispatchers, operations managers, and service planners. Okay, so these are the people who is going to use this front end app. Okay, and this is what is this used for? This is used for planning, scheduling, and dispatching. Okay, and also monitoring the field technicians. Okay, since it's very tightly integrated with Google Map, the another use case is that the dispatcher or the operations manager will have a close eye on all the technicians. Okay, where they are. Correct, because they are using GPS, and then since they are using FSM mobile app, okay, so they are GPS enabled, and that way it is easier for the dispatcher to identify the whereabouts of the technicians. Okay, And the another use is like, since if I don't know where my technicians are, how will I be able to schedule those calls to them, right?
Mm.
So for me, it is very important as a dispatcher that I should know where my technicians are, right?
Mm.
So what do we do here? We'll do planning and dispatching. So we'll see in details how do we do planning and dispatching. Then we will map with technicians, locations tracking. Okay. Okay, coming back. So the next thing is map view with technicians location tracking. Okay, real time service call monitoring. Okay, team territory based job allocation and SLA management and workload balancing. Okay, so workload balancing and SLA management meaning, so we know that there is an SLA involved in all the services, right? There is something called TAT, there is something called SLA. Okay, TAT is turnaround time, SLA is service line agreement.
Mm.
So, I mean, in utility industry also you might be using SLAs, right? Or no?
Yeah, I mean, so this if it's a customer location, we will have the SLA, right? Because we want to know, um, like
No, no,
every.
SLA has nothing to do with the customer's location. SLA is for
No,
completing the service within given time frame.
yeah. But that's the thing, right? So if with the customer location, you have a customer service order,
Hmm.
right? Then you have a. You cannot just put oh go do whenever you want to finish this, because we want to be able to have some KPIs in place too,
Hmm.
right? In any
Hmm.
time there is a emergency order, right there and go do it. If it's a
Hmm.
priority two, maybe you have
Hmm.
2 weeks time to do it. So we have those are
Correct.
like SLAs in turn, right?
Hmm.
But
Correct.
if we do something in our inside company asset, this is like number one is how urgent it is. This is a priority event, right?
Correct.
This priority will do it. Otherwise, it takes whenever the technician is available if it's not priority.
Correct. So now let's go to the front end system. Okay. So this is the backend system actually. Okay.
Mm.
And this is the static URL.
Mhm.
Okay. And then you put shell, and then it will take you to the front end app. Okay. So strangely, it is asking me for a credentials. Ideally, it should not. We check. So this is the account ID which differentiates your login credentials. Okay. As I mentioned that the URL is static. Okay,
Mhm.
no matter which project you are working on, all the URLs are static. Okay, so to make the system understand, okay, only login ID and password will not work. You have to first
Mhm.
tell the system that for which account you are logging in. Okay, unlike C4C, in C4C or any other SAP SaaS-based tool, what happens that every client, every project has its own URL. Okay, and you have to use that particular URL so that system would understand that this is for project A, project B, company A, company B. Okay, but here in FSM, everything is the same. So you have to pass on this account ID in order to make the system understand that you are logging into a particular company. Okay, and then the next step is to give the user ID and password. Okay, so once you give the user ID and password, then based on your access and authorization in the system, okay, system will tell you that unable to find the account.
So I think Samir, I lost you a little bit. So this login, right? The URL, right? So
Mhm.
URL is by the company under the account.
Yes.
Okay. or account, and then it will go to certain company. It doesn't go to, like, if you log in, you cannot go to all the company within that account. You have to go to particular company.
Uh, that we will talk about later. Okay,
Okay, okay, okay.
account and
Sure.
company. But here,
Okay.
since the URL is static,
Uh-huh.
okay, so you have to pass the account ID so that the
Uh-huh.
system knows that you are logging into this particular ABC Limited account.
Okay, okay, okay. Account. Okay, you are directly logging at the account level. Okay.
Yeah, and then you pass the credentials, and based on your authorization. Okay, now see, this credential is not working. Don't know why. Why did it work? See, I am able to log into the backend, but not to the front end.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that is all being controlled from the uh, business rules. Or we call it user role over here. So it's actually Innova_D1. So if you give wrong company name, then also even if you give right password, it will not work. So now we are inside the front end app.
Mm.
Okay.
So
So
this
this
is
is
the
the
front end which the user will see, or the planner will see, or
planner.
okay,
Okay. Planner, dispatcher, operations managers, they will be having this access.
okay.
Okay. And again, these are all the tiles and some of these are custom tiles. Okay. You see these are the custom tiles. Okay.
Mhm.
But these are the standard tiles, and again, it depends like what all access you give to your dispatcher and operations manager, and based on that, they will see these tiles here. Okay,
Mhm.
not all of them are available. Okay, but this is the main tile where they use planning and dispatching. Okay, so here you have the dispatching board. There they will see all the tickets that are ready to be assigned to the technicians.
Mm.
Okay, so here in top line, what you see, these all are the users. Okay, in the bottom line, you will see these all are the tickets that are ready to be assigned to the technicians.
Mhm.
Okay, and these are multiple dates. Okay, so you can go on today's date, and then how long do you want to see your calendar? Okay, if you want to
Mhm.
see it for 2 weeks, then you will see the tickets for 2 weeks. Okay,
Mhm.
if you want
Mhm.
to see it for day, you can see it for day. And
Mhm.
whatever is showing grayed out here, meaning these all are the non-working hours for the
Mhm.
technicians. Okay, they start their work at 8 o'clock. Okay,
Mhm.
and they end somewhere at 10 o'clock, and the blue line showing here is the current time.
Mhm.
Okay, if you are not happy with the color coding and all, you can just go here and change the colors and
That's good. That's
everything.
good.
Yeah. Okay, and then here downside you see all the tickets that are supposed to be assigned to the technicians. Okay,
Mhm. Mhm.
now multiple ways through which we assign our ticket to the technicians. Okay, the best way is I wouldn't say best way. Okay, there are multiple ways. Depends upon you and your organization process. We will talk about this in detail. How do we assign the ticket to the technician? What are the different ways? Okay, but the easiest way is drag and drop.
Mhm.
Okay, you drag and drop, and then you get this warning. What is this warning? Skill mismatch. Okay, meaning there is a particular skill that is required for this ticket to resolve. And the
Mhm.
technician to whom I'm assigning this ticket to, this
Mhm.
user does not possess those skills.
Mhm.
Okay. So there's no point assigning this ticket to user one, because even if he is nearest to the customer's location, since he does not have that particular skill to resolve it, he'll not be able to resolve. Okay. And then it gives a negative impression to the customer. So suppose my broadband is not working, somebody came, did something here and there, and they said, hey, I'm not able to do it, somebody else will come. So that gives a negative impression, right?
Mhm.
So here skill set plays a vital role in order to assign the ticket to the technicians.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
We'll talk about these in details. Don't worry. I just want to give you a glimpse of how the front end looks like. When you click on SAP logo here, you will see the home page, and based on the access that has been given to the target users, that is the dispatcher and the operations manager, they will be seeing those accesses over here.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
On right hand side, there is something called notifications. Here they will get all the notifications that are created for them. Okay,
Mhm.
so if I am the user, my name is Manoj, I have to see there are some tickets that has been assigned to me. There are some any activity that has been created for me, it will all show up here. Okay. On the right hand side, extreme right, there is something called my user profile. Okay, when I go inside, I'll be able to see this is my email address, this is my username, this is my account name. Okay, and then below this you see these are my companies that I am assigned.
Mhm.
Generally in a real time you will not see more than one or two, maximum
Mhm.
three. In a real world you won't see more than those many companies. Okay.
Mhm.
But when we create a user, we assign them to the companies. Okay. And when I change these companies, okay, for this particular user, this means that user 4 has access of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 companies. Okay.
Mhm.
If I go here in the back end, if I go and see, I see these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 companies created over here. Okay.
Mhm.
And I have given all 5 company access to this user.
Mhm.
Okay. But when I change the company, the data will be changing. Okay. Because those are completely different systems altogether.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
For example, if I go to master data,
Mhm.
if I'll see the business partner, I see two business partner here, ABB and something this. Okay.
Mhm.
And then when I change it to 1010, I'll see different business partner here. Okay. Though I see the same, looks like somebody has copied those companies along with the data.
Mhm.
Okay. But technically, all these companies are different with each other. Now you see
Mhm.
different
Mhm.
users, different business partners. Okay. So each company works as individual. I say like in ACC or S4HANA, we have multi different clients, right? 100, 200, 300.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
likewise, we have different companies over here. Okay. Then you have got language. Okay, so these all are the standard language that has been provided by SAP so far. Okay, so whatever language you are comfortable with, you can always change your
Mhm.
language. Okay. Similar to how SAP S4HANA and Fiori works. Okay, so whatever standard fields are, those will be translated automatically. Like for example, if I translate it to finish. Okay, so now you see all these, since all these are standard work center names, okay, provided given by SAP or provided by SAP by standard, it has all got changed automatically. But if
Mhm.
you see here, the values are not changing. It is still in English.
Mhm.
Okay, because when you created in the English language. Okay, and even if you create a tile over here on your left hand side, and if you do not do the translations manually, you will still see them in your native language, whatever language you have created that particular asset or particular work center with. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so you created a work center of asset by name in English. Okay, so and you haven't translated. Even if you translate it here, it will not be translated here. So for that, you have to use translations. Okay. Next is your appearance. Appearance are these are two standard, I would say, look and feel that has been provided by SAP. So if you see here on the top, the color is changing. Okay, so these are two different appearances that is being provided by SAP. These are nothing but the themes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you can use these themes based on what you like. Okay. Next is help. So if you are struggling with any data and any information you are not able to find, then you can come here in the help section and then it will take you to the SAP standard documentation page. That is help.sap.com. Okay, so we all are using these help.sap.com since past many years. Okay, so wherever in whatever section you are in, okay, so suppose I go to say different analytics and reporting, okay, and now I want to take some help. So now I'll if I click help, it will take me to that particular portion of the help
Okay.
page of the FSM. Okay. Uh, Next is preview program. Okay. This is very important. Okay. So unlike S4 HANA, okay. So S4 HANA also has like two versions, right? One is on the rise and second is grow. Correct. So if you are in grow, you understand difference between grow and rise?
Yeah, one is the public, one is private cloud
Private
related
cloud.
tool. Yeah.
Yes. Hmm. So we were talking about preview program. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So in the on the rise, what happened is one is public cloud, second is private cloud. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So in public cloud, there is an upgrade that comes every quarter. Correct. In private cloud, it's up to you. It's similar to how your on-premise ECC world works, right? That SAP brings multiple versions time to time, but because of the complications and the customizations done in the system, generally customer won't go with the upgrade until and unless it is really big. Okay. Or the second option with the organization is to, like when SAP says that, hey, I'm going to stop these support of this particular version, then they have now left with no choice but to upgrade. Correct. Some of the customers are proactive. They even the on-prem version they will do the upgrade. Correct. Also, when the contract happens for the implementation between the organization and the system integrated companies, they also agree on a particular version, right? Like right now, the latest is 2025. Okay, and then before that, I'm talking about RISE. Earlier, it was 2023 with different EHPs, right? Now, in S4 HANA world, we do not call it EHP, we call it um, WPS, something work package 700, 600, 300, something like that, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So that is your S4 HANA world. Okay. Similar to how your public cloud works, here also FSM comes with a regular quarterly upgrade. Okay. So every 3 months you will see that SAP is upgrading it. Okay. There is a page, dedicated page where they'll come and tell like, okay, these are the upgrades that is coming in this particular month, in this particular quarter, and these all are these changes. Okay. So since it's a one system landscape, right? No other system. So you do not enable preview program for all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what preview program technically does it? It will actually you when you enable it, so the latest version, which is not live yet, you will be able to see those features enabled in your system. Okay.
Yeah. So you are not sharing your screen, right?
Am I? Okay, sorry.
No. Yeah.
1 second, let me share the screen. Okay, can you see it now?
Yeah.
So, what you do is you go here, you go to the preview program, and then you enable this preview, enable preview features. Okay. Then what will
Mm,
happen that so since the upgrade happens every quarter, okay, but they enable those features 3 months in advance. Okay.
mm, mm,
So 3 months in advance, if you want to see what is coming in, say, generally they come in Feb and then May, something like that. Okay. So now maybe Feb's upgrade is already live. Okay. Now
mm,
next is May upgrade. Now when you
mm,
enable this, you will already see those May upgrades in your system 3 months before.
mm,
Okay, so that you are aligned and habituated with what is coming, and you can tell all your users. Okay, so those features may be related to your back end, your front end app, your mobile app, whatever it is. Okay, if you will
mm,
enable this, then you'll be able to see those features
mm,
3 months in advance. Okay, and if you
mm,
face any issue, you raise ticket to SAP, you will get that fixed, and you have to make sure that you are fully aligned with the upcoming features.
mm,
Okay. Now, if you will enable and save it, you won't know what is new, what is not new. Okay. So you
mm,
will just technically see an upgraded system. So for that, what is changed, what is not changed, you have to follow the FSM's page, SAP's official page, where they'll tell you which upgrade is coming with what. Okay.
mm,
Then next is what's new. So if you go here, you will be able to see what SAP is coming with. Okay. See all this Feb 24, 26. Oh, so this upgrade is after 2 days, 24th Feb. Okay.
mm,
So if you enable it now, okay, you will already see this. Okay, this is enabled. So all these features that is coming in Feb 24, sorry, 24 Feb 2026, all these features is already incorporated in your system.
mm,
Okay. If you set it as no, then on 26, it will be automatically there in your system.
mm.
Okay.
So
All right.
now the question here, Samir, let's say how the for the so this will tell you what new features are coming and all that. So how
Mhm.
you know that this upgrade is not breaking anything that you have already?
That is what this app option is, right? In the preview program. So when you enable that preview program, save it. Now say 24th they are upgrading, right? So on 24th, you will see all these features already implemented in your system, even if you are not enabling your preview program.
Mm,
Okay.
mm,
After 24th, on 25th, okay, on 25th, if you enable your preview program, you will see everything that is been planned for May 2026. So you have
mm,
got 3 months.
mm.
Okay. So if you enable this, you will see everything in 3 months advance.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, so in these 3 months, you have to just to focus on the changes, okay, and see that if everything is working fine or not. See, in big projects, okay, like I was working in one of the washing machine big projects for, and they have implemented FSM in all, um, US, the entire US, North America, South America, everywhere. Okay. So we had one team whose job is to actually track the upgrades. Okay.
yeah.
So they will enable the preview program for themselves and they'll follow this document and they'll make sure that everything is aligned within in 3 months and nothing is breaking.
Right, right. So the who will do the testing, right? The question is, if it's, let's say,
Subjective.
say that again.
It's subjective, right? It depends upon your agreement with
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
customer.
Let's say that we want to our system. Let's say we want to do the testing,
Mm-hmm.
new feature come in, because we
Mm-hmm.
don't know whether it's gonna break the existing things
Hmm.
functionality that you have, or right.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
ideally, maybe you do not have too much modification, then it will not break, right?
Hmm.
Because you are
Hmm.
using the standard. But if you have some customization, which most likely will be in bigger companies, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And then how do you test it?
No. How do
See,
I test it? Is I'll
no, no,
follow this document.
okay, okay. So I guess my question is probably with this. This is what I wanted to probably hear from you. Long back, one SAP guy give us a presentation, right, for this cloud, right? This
Mm-hmm.
that one that time it was SAP was pushing very hard to go to cloud, right? Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so they were this SAP public cloud, and then private cloud. All of this thing was coming up, and
Mm-hmm.
they say that they will automate the testing even for the clients. Let's say you have a FSM, at that time it was cloud, right? You
Mm-hmm.
implemented certain modules, your testing will be 90% done just by you just press a button, they will do the testing automatically. It's like RPA, right? So
Mm-hmm.
robotic testing, robotic process automation related type of testing is automated testing. You don't have to test, and
Mm-hmm.
it will actually give you the issue, saying that after running the test, it will say, okay, these are the problems you have, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So based on what you have to do, these are the areas where you can potentially have an issue, and you go and fix it, whatever you need to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking is that kind of facility might already be there in FSM too.
No.
No?
No.
Okay. So that
So
is a
yes.
risk. That is a risk then, right? I am every 3 months,
Mm-hmm. See,
given that my.
generally it will not break much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that is what I gave you the example of my one of my implementations where there were three, four people dedicatedly working on this.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So
Because there was nothing automated.
right, right, right. Nothing
So
automated, huh? So if people are
yeah,
looking
nothing
at it.
automated, no RPA, nothing. So
Mhm.
you have to follow the documents and make sure that that is not breaking any of your existing process.
Right, right, right. So this is a significant headache. Then every three
It
months
is.
you
It
are
is.
releasing, right? Every
It is.
3 months you are releasing. Now look, think about a very big company, right? Utility client. They always have something out. They probably use FSM as well as SAM, right? So
Mm-hmm.
meaning their process is always already the implementation is always going to be complicated, right?
Correct.
Now every 3 months they are upgrading, and you have to go look what is changed, right?
Mm.
So
Correct.
that is lot of work.
True, true, true. See,
Yeah,
there is nothing
I
that
don't.
breaks.
Mhm.
Okay, in my experience, I haven't seen is nothing breaking much. Okay, if there are some deep customization, okay, that may uh, get impacted very, I mean, rarely. Okay. The another thing is like the appearance. Okay, because the technicians, the dispatchers are used to one of the screens. Okay,
Mhm.
so we had to make sure that it is not impacting their user experience.
Yeah, look and feel too, right? How they
Correct.
have done their layout
Yes.
there. That's another thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So those things are there, but yeah, this is how cloud works these days. You have to
yeah,
live with it.
yeah.
Okay. So we'll talk about open extension configurations. Okay, so this is your configuration mode. Okay, so here you do certain configurations in the system. Okay,
Mm,
so what all configurations? We'll talk about that in detail. Okay.
mm, mm.
And then you have visit SAP customer influence. So you must already be aware about the
Yeah,
influence.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's good.
so some of the features which you feel that is standard, it should be part and parcel of the product, but it is not. So you raise those influence one, and then the client will, the SAP will take care of based on the votes,
Mm.
right? Okay, then change password, and then next is about. So here you will get to see the version of your SAP current version. Okay, so it's 7.10, 0.34.0. Okay, so these all are different version of each of the
Mhm.
basic work process inside FSM. Okay, now the last zero that you are seeing, no. So these gets changed sometime. Okay, and these are nothing but the hot fixes.
Mhm.
Okay. So if there is any hot fix, you will see this change. Meaning after releasing, they realize that they have made some blunder and they'll just quickly fix it using the hot fixes. Then you will see those number 1, 2, 3, and so on. Okay.
Mhm.
So this was all about your front end. Now next is your mobile app. Okay. So your mobile app, you have to download it from your Play Store, respective Play Store. Okay. If you're using Apple, you can download it from Apple Play Store. If you're using Android, Android Play Store. And if you're using Windows, then you can also download it from Windows Play Store. Okay. So all the three Play Stores are already having it. Let me see if I get
So,
it out.
do you expect me to download that app?
Yes, absolutely.
So
The
that is
Windows app,
only
you can
only
download it
for
on your laptop also. Sorry?
oh, I can. Okay, so that is only to experience the mobile app you are saying, right?
Not only for experiencing, say you are going to do the customization also for your technicians, right? How would you test
Mhm.
that?
Okay, okay. So I have to. So all
Yes.
of this FSM, everything I can do in my mobile. So I'm thinking whether to download in tablet or what, right?
So, which laptop you use?
No,
Is
I
it Apple
use
or
this.
Apple?
Yeah, I use the Windows, but I'm thinking I can use for this class, right? Just a mobile tool. I can
Mm-hmm.
probably download in my iPad, right?
Mm-hmm. You can do that.
Yeah, yeah. That's probably what I'll do. I'll just do this in iPad.
So here also I'm passing on the account name first.
Hmm.
Okay, and then the username and password.
Same way you log in Windows, right? It's the same thing.
Same in your mobile app also.
Hmm.
Now, the difference is since I do not have default Google Map in my laptop, it won't work that way as we are expecting it to work in the mobile app.
Hmm.
So, if you do it in your iPad, if you have already mapped there, if you use in your mobile device, then in that case, you'll be able to gain the exact experience.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Now here you see that it is saying all these companies, okay, where I am tagged to, okay. So generally think from a technician standpoint, okay. So the technicians are generally not tagged to multiple clients, okay. They'll
Hmm.
be generally tagged to one point client only,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So I have seen a project wherein there was two divisions, AC and washing machine. Then some of the technicians were tagged to AC, some of them are tagged to washing machine, something like that.
Hmm.
So in that case, you create two companies. Otherwise, generally you will see only one. And whatever you select, the first thing system does it do the synchronization. Okay. And when
Hmm.
you do it for the first time, it will take a little time. Okay,
Hmm.
and then you have to say yes. Even if you do it on your mobile device, then also it will take a little time, a minute or so, and
Hmm.
then you will see that you will see the end user mobile app on your phone or in your laptop. So, coming back, what is the purpose of this app? Okay, the purpose is to empower the field technicians to perform tasks efficiently on site. Okay, it has some offline capabilities also. We will also talk about that. Okay, if the internet is not there, because sometimes they go, in underground where there is no connectivity. So SAP also offers some offline capabilities so that their work is not halted. Okay, so they'll do their work, and once they come back on the network, then the synchronization will happen in the backend. Okay. So who are the target users? The field technicians, service engineers, site leaders. Okay, it should be site leaders. It's written as site leaders. Okay, are you with me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Okay. So what do they do? Technicians. Work order execution and checklist. Okay, so they'll execute the work order that has been assigned to them. Okay, they'll also see what all are the tasks assigned to them. Okay, so suppose I think I have given this example in the previous class also. Like suppose the technician is visiting and he is new, he doesn't know, what is the chronology they have to follow. So we can also assign them a checklist so that they follow that checklist and they don't miss any of the activities during performing their service.
Mhm.
Okay. They can also see their T&M tracking. Okay, so they can also see, the time that they are putting it. Okay, you can always also use the system time. Okay, system time meaning, so suppose you are a technician, you have been assigned a ticket. The moment you accept it, meaning this, I as a dispatcher know that you are going to start work on this particular ticket. Okay, maybe after 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, that's a different story. But since you have
Mhm.
accepted it as a dispatcher, I know that you are going to work on that ticket. Second
Yeah.
is travel time. Okay, so when you accept the ticket, since you are already working on the one of the ticket, you'll close it and then you will start acting upon the one that has been assigned to you recently. Okay, so once you close your existing ticket and then you click on travel, okay, then system will automatically take you to the map navigation and tell you how to reach to the customer's location, and it will also enable a stopwatch for you, and it will start recording the time that is taking to reach to the customer's location. Okay.
Mhm.
You can also handle the materials. Okay, it is directly integrated with your S/4HANA backend system or any other ERP, ECC, whatever you are using. You'll be able to see all the spare parts that you're going to use. Okay, if you need any tools to perform that task, if you need to reserve those materials before actually working on them, that all you can do it on your mobile app. Okay. You can also upload your photos, attachments, and notes. Okay. So once you have completed, you'll take all the photographs. If you have any physical copy, customer has given it to you, you'll take a snapshot and put it into the attachment. If you want to also record some notes, that section is also available so that you can put all the relevant information against the activity that you are going to perform or you are already performing. System has also capability of customer signature. Okay, so you can take digital signature of your customers during the closure of your activity. Offline mode, I've already discussed. The system also gives some offline capabilities wherein it will automatically sync when you come back online. Okay, coming back to the mobile. So it got synchronized. Okay, now this is the um, uh, look and feel of the tickets that are being assigned to you, or this is the home page basically, and it will give a different look and feel when you see on your mobile. Okay, since it's a Windows app looks little outdated. Okay, because very less people are using it. But when you'll use it on your Android or Apple, you will see it, more flashy. On your left hand side, you will see all the access that has been granted to you. Okay, it's again subjective. Not all of these features you give it to your technicians. Okay, but depends upon your business process. Whatever access you want to give, you can give, and based on the access or business role they are assigned to, they will be seeing all these options over here. Okay. Here you see there's a refresh button. This is nothing but the synchronization. So uh, sometimes you will have to resynchronize manually. Sometimes you can automate this synchronization so that your data goes back to the FSM backend system. Okay. Then next is your notification. This is same as your mobile app. Sorry, your front end app. So if there are any notifications that have been assigned to you, you'll be able to see it here. Next is your user profile. Here you will be seeing company. You have a provision to change your company over here. Okay.
Mm.
Then your language, the account you are assigned to. So account name is always static. Okay, and here these are auto changed. Okay, if the ticket is if you are already working, it will show you as busy. If you are traveling, it will show you as traveling. Okay, if you are active on your mobile phone and there is no ticket assigned to you, you will show as available. And then if you are not on your phone and there is no ticket assigned to you, it will show as available. Okay, and you can also put some status here. This is something I see it recently enabled in the recent upgrade. Earlier, this was not there, and there is a log. Okay, so if you shuffle from back end to front end, so what happens? You go here in the planning and dispatching, and there on your left hand side, you will see all your users. So this is my user, and this is my ticket. Okay, I don't know which company I am in, so I have to make sure that I'm in the right company where my mobile application is. So my mobile application is in 1011. So I have to be in 1011. If you are here in a different company, and sometimes this happens that you will assign a ticket and you'll realize that why the ticket is not showing, might be due to incorrect company. Okay. So here user 4, this is my user. Okay, see last online is showing on today's date. There is no activity created for me, so what I'll do is I can quickly go ahead and create a new activity. Okay. I'll not go into detail about it. We'll learn
Mhm.
it in a different section, but I just want to give you a glimpse how the tickets are created and assigned. So ticket is created. This is ticket number 1. So what I'll do is I'll go here and I'll assign to this technician. Okay. So only assignment will not show them in their mobile app. Okay, you have to release it. Okay, so here you see release assignment.
Mm.
You can release it. So once you release, you'll see the color is changing. Earlier it was red bar. Now it's a different color bar. And then if it is working, then it will be blue bar. If it is closed, it will be some other color bar. Okay, so that way you will be able to differentiate just by looking at the ticket. Okay, and here you have to synchronize this app so that you can see those tickets. Now you may have a question like, do I need to go ahead and do synchronization on a regular basis? No, we have a provision. We can always go ahead and automate this. Like this. Not working. Here you have got two views, calendar views and timeline view. Timeline view will show today's ticket. Calendar views will show all complete calendar over here of this month. and with today's date. This refresh button is not working.
So Samir, next class, right? I will download this,
Mm-hmm.
but login and all, I think I will not be able to still do it because I don't have the access yet.
Okay.
Unless if you can send me the instruction on what to do, how to do it, I can try to do it by
Very
myself.
straightforward, static URLs.
Hmm.
Okay. And this is for your backend.
Hmm.
Okay, this is static URL. And you see that here I'm already passing the account ID. Okay, and
Hmm.
this account ID is same as this ID. Okay, so it will differentiate that. Then probably it will
So
not ask
this
for it.
Navin will provide all that information when he
Correct.
give me
Yes.
this. Okay, good, good then.
Yes. I'll also ping you here. Okay, so
Hmm.
this is your backend and this is your front end. Okay, and then static company ID is, let me check on my phone. If it asks for account ID,
Hmm.
then it is know underscore D1. And then he'll give you ID and password. Straightforward.
Hmm.
Okay. All right. Let's move on. So that was your mobile app, and then next is the backend admin app. Now, what is an admin app? Admin app is basically for the super users who is working on the access role and everything, admin basis. Okay, so those guys, consultants. Okay, so this is the place for us. Here is the place where we'll do all the configurations, and these configurations will be shown on the mobile app and in the front end app. Okay, so the target user is FSM administrators, implementation consultants, and IT teams.
Hmm.
What all are the features? All these features are very important, so we are going to learn all of them one by one in detail. Tenant configurations, business rules, user management, role-based access, master data management, how to create skills, equipment, service call types, integration setup, and then custom objects, extensions, screen configurations, business rules. There are so many things. Okay, we'll see them all one by one.
Hmm.
Okay, let me just show you how the backend looks like. Okay, so when you will log into the backend, it will look like something like this. You will see this screen and this screen are completely different. Okay, this is your backend screen. Okay, so
Hmm.
here you have your account details and everything. Here, all the companies, you can also create companies over here. You can see all the contracts. Okay, you will see crowd contract details. Okay, so all these features are available here in the backend. Here you can see all the companies that are created so far. You can also create your own company. Here you can create users. Okay, so now these days what SAP has done recently is they have integrated FSM with IAS instance. Okay, have you heard about IAS?
What is that? IAS instant?
IAS meaning Identity Cloud Service.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
So earlier,
Hmm.
what we used to do is we had a create button over here.
Hmm.
Okay. You click on create button and you create a user.
Hmm.
Okay. But now you have to use IAS system. Okay. That's a cloud-based identity management system. Okay. Which will be used for the user creations. And why SAP has done it? Because controlling the number of users. Okay, and also to count the number of users for their monthly billings, because this is
Hmm.
subscription based system, right?
Right,
It's a
right,
SaaS
right.
based system.
Mhm.
So earlier, what we used to do, we used to create multiple users here itself. Okay, and then SAP were never be able to charge to the customer. Okay,
Mhm.
so now you have to create all the users from backend, the IAS system, and then it will come and reflect over here so that SAP has also the count of the users for the chargeability. Okay. Then you have got user roles here. You can create multiple roles over here, and then you can assign these business rules, user roles to your users, and based on the access that has been configured inside this, whatever user will log in, they'll be able to see only those things on their screen. For example, in the mobile app, you're seeing all these, right? So you want, oh, I don't want my technician to see the employees. Okay,
Mhm.
so what you'll have to do is you'll have to come here, go to the users, inside the users, there's something called CRUD,
Mhm.
CRUT. Create, read, update, delete. Okay, so whatever access you want to give, you can give it. Okay, so user role is nothing but for the backend users, not for the front end users.
Mhm.
We'll talk about this in details. Don't worry. I just wanted to give you show you. And
Mhm.
here, this is the statistics where you will see the user access. See,
Mhm.
one of the big reason SAP is successful because it has a great tracking features. Okay, at any point in time, you can go back and see who has done what, right? You have change history available. Even if in the configurations, if somebody is changing anything, you can easily go back and track, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
SaaS-based system has because it generates a lot of logs, right? For
Mhm.
all the activities that the user is doing. So not everything is recorded over here. Okay. So you have to be careful giving access to the people whosoever you want to give because you'll not be able to track everything whatever the users are doing.
Mhm.
Okay. But some of the things you can see. Okay. Now this is something new I'm seeing. The information is user statistically displayed within delay up to 15 minutes. Okay. So you'll not be able to see it instantly. Because earlier we used to create ticket to SAPs so many times. Hey, my user has done this, but it is not showing in the statistics. Why? Okay. So now they have raised this. Okay. But here you'll be able to see, okay, what all they are doing. Okay. We'll talk about that in detail. Okay, and likewise, there are multiple other configuration areas available. Okay, so these all are the areas where we are going to learn as a consultant so that we can configure the system based on the customer's requirement.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right.
Mhm.
Now the difference between these three, so backend is for central configurations and system management. Front end is for job planning, dispatching, and analytics, and mobile is for on-site service. Okay. Now it's all about the details of the system navigation, what we do. In the back end, you can create a company, you can select
Mhm.
your language, you can check your appearances, preview program. This we have all seen. Extension configuration, change password, and about on the right hand side, whatever you are seeing it here. All this we have already discussed. Okay. On the left-hand side is the mobile app work center. We call it work center in SAP's language. So there you will see logbook, business partner activities. But again, this is very subjective. Okay. And these are not the only options available for your technicians. You can give n number of access to your technicians. Okay. And you can
Mhm.
also remove all the accesses and only give ticket access. That was your
Mhm.
job is to take the ticket and work on it and close it.
Mhm.
Simple. Okay. Now let's talk about master data, which is very important. Okay.
Mhm.
So in the integrated scenarios, okay, what will happen that your master data is going to come from your backend system, right?
Mhm.
When you go here in the dispatching board, here if you click on the drop down, there is a section of master data. Okay. So these all are the master data that is available in SAP FSM. Okay. One is business partner, BP. You said you're working on ISU, right? So is it S4 ISU or ACC ISU?
So my main role is the plant maintenance. My
Okay.
company happened to be utility,
Okay.
right? Yeah. So, but what is
TGD
your
you
question
said.
again?
Your company you said TGD.
No. I'm saying that my company is the IS utility company, but I am in the EAM area.
So you are in the AM area. Oh,
Mm. But
okay.
what is your question in the business partner? Is there anything you want to
No,
ask?
so in the S4 HANA world, business partner is different than ECC world,
Yeah.
right?
It's a vendor, customer, everything is business partner.
Yeah, vendor customer and
Mm.
business customers.
Yeah.
So now they have changed their processes completely here
Mm.
in S4HANA, and they even
Mm.
changed the some of the features, right? Tables are same VBAK, VBAP, but the process is completely changed in S4HANA.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
So
Mm.
whatever is there in your S4HANA system, if you want to bring your business partners here, you
Mm.
can bring it in your S4HANA. Okay.
Mm.
So basically, if you have an integration with C4C, okay, for example, okay, because C4C is another service too, correct? So you
Mm.
may also see a scenario wherein your data is coming from C4C. Okay, so in your
Mm.
C4C also, if your data is coming, you can see it here.
Mm.
And if it is coming from S4HANA, that also you will be seeing it here. Okay, because this BP concept is different in CRM world.
Mm.
Okay, in CRM world, we were calling BP everything. Okay, whether customer, contacts, employees, everything were BP in CRM world. CRM
Mm.
on-premise, when I say CRM.
Mm.
Okay, but in ACC world, everything was different. Vendor was different, customer was different, contractor different, employee different. Okay, but now
Mm.
somewhat they are making it similar to the CRM world because in S4 HANA they have at least merged this vendor BP and the customer BP and all. Okay, but whatever BP here, you will only see the BP, the customer BP if it is coming from
Mm.
S4 HANA. Okay, then you
Mm.
can bring contacts, you can bring contracts, equipment, items, people, skill, and crew. So these all are the business partners that you can bring in from your backend system to S4 now to
Mm.
FSM. Now, if you ask me that I also want to bring my tools over here. I also want to bring my pricing over here. You cannot. Okay. So these
Mm.
all are the static kind of standard master data that is available for. Okay. So
Mm.
generally you will not see the create button here. Okay. If it's an integrated scenario, you will disable this because you do not want your FSM guys to touch these, okay, because it's a unidirectional, right? It is only coming from ECC or S4HANA to FSM. You do not want to make any changes here and want that changes to be reflecting in your backend system. So in those cases, what we do is we will disable this create button, we will remove or make it disappear from here, and it will only be read only. Even the edit button will not be shown up over here. Okay. So that in the integrated scenario, all the master data is going to be read only for you. Okay, you are
Mm.
only going to leverage these master data in your transaction.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hey,
so
Samir, can you give me 1
Mhm.
minute? Yeah, 1 minute.
Sure,
I'll be right back. Yeah.
sure.
Hey, Samir, I'm back. So, Samir, so the master data, right? It's in the morning time. I almost fall asleep a little bit in the middle. So master data, right? So those are the standard master data object, but you want to bring in something other that is not in FSM, you can bring in those two.
Example, give me.
Can you show me the screen again?
Yeah.
And that might give me what is there and what is not there. So you have a contract service. So the functional location is not there, for example.
Functional
right? Just
location
as an
example.
example, just as an
Hmm.
example. And you have a service contract, people, skill. So I think your people, okay, people is
People is
how
employee.
people. So let's say I have. I think work center concept is not in FSM, I believe, right?
No, work center is not here.
Okay, okay,
See,
okay. So,
because see, task list is there. Okay. Task
Mhm.
list, based on the task list, you will be assigned to a maintenance order. In the maintenance order, you have operation section. Your operation section has all the what do you call activities. Okay, and there
Mhm.
you decide what activities you want to do it via FSM.
Right, right. So
Okay,
what is the crew? Crew is the outside vendor.
no, it's inside only. We'll talk about that in detail. Don't
Okay,
worry.
I think that might be work center is handled by the crew. Yeah. Okay, anyway, we'll see. Yeah. So that just so let's say as an example, if functional location is not there and for some reason I want to
I
bring a
think functional location you can see inside the equipment.
that
Not very
probably
sure. I don't remember recollected.
so the main reason of this question is if something not is not here but I need this, is there is a ability
That's
to
what
add or
you have
this
to
is
live
it?
with it. No.
Oh, okay, okay, good. That is my question. You have to live with it. Okay, good.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. All right, then let's keep it up to here today.
Come again?
I mean, let's keep it up to here today.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think
Okay.
that is good. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll keep 2 hour session every day.
Yeah,
Sorry, on weekly.
I will ask Naveen to send me the login detail if he
Yeah.
has.
Yeah.
Actually, if he do not have, that is okay too. From next week is when I need, but want to at least one day before the next week.
Ideally, I mean, you should get it so that you can start having some hands-on.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That is true. Actually, why not train the server
Okay,
detail?
all right then. Let's
All
meet
right.
on
Thanks, Samir.
Saturday.
We'll next Saturday, right? Your Saturday evening, my Saturday morning.
Morning.
We'll
Yeah.
connect. Yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.